The Extraordinary Adventures of Spike the Squirrel and Ruby the Robin. Written by Margaret Callan Bergin. The bees sing the buzzing word, buzz, buzz, buzz. The ducks sing the quacking word, quack, quack, quack. The mice say speak, the birds say tweet. The squirrels whistle and stomp their feet. Let's all play together. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Oh, welcome back, everybody. We're so excited today in the Garbo Story Cave. I'm Margaret, and myself and all my friends here are really excited because today is Cruinniú, and we're going to tell you the final part of our tale, The Extraordinary Adventures of Spike the Squirrel and his best friend, Ruby the Robin. Now, let's remember what happened in the last part of our story. Ruby Robin had found a special tree called the Marker Tree, and from the top of it you could see all over South Dublin. And Ruby was going to bring Spike there to make his dream come true. Meanwhile, Spike was helping a little boy called Josh, who was being left out of playing the games with the other children. Then Spike was trapped in a paper bag by a mean boy called Peter. Spike was really scared. Now, time to find out what happens next. Now, Spike the Squirrel was trapped in a paper bag under the boy's arm, and he began to cry. Now, when Spike cried, he made a special squirrel whistle, and this whistle could be heard way away. It was 12 o'clock, and across the park, Ruby the Robin had just arrived to collect Spike to go on their adventure to the Marker Tree. But Spike was not there. "Where are you, Spike?" said Ruby. Then she heard his special whistle. "That's Spike the Squirrel's whistle. That means he's in trouble. I better go and rescue him." So Ruby followed the sound of Spike's whistle. She flew across the park, past the lakes and the fairy forest, and over to the stream beside the playground. She saw the boy Peter, and she could hear Spike sobbing inside the paper bag. She was only a little robin, but she had big courage. She flew towards Peter, and he lifted his hand and then dropped the bag, and Spike the Squirrel escaped up the nearest tree. "Oh, Ruby Robin," said Spike. "Thank you for saving me. I was so scared." Then he told Ruby the whole story about how the little boy Josh was crying because he was left out of the game. "I was trying to make Josh happy by dancing for him. Then the mean boy Peter captured me in the paper bag," said Spike. "Well," said Ruby Robin, "this boy Peter needs to learn how to be kind. We will need the help of Finny the Frog." Finny the Frog, here he is. Now, Finny the Frog was very wise. He guarded the gate of the fairy kingdom in Corky Park. He knew everything about everything, especially fairies. "Ribbit, ribbit, 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 ribbit. I am Finny the Fairy Tale Frog. My eyes are big and my lips are large. I mind the gate to fairyland, and I play the trumpet in a froggy band. Greetings, Ruby Robin and Spike the Squirrel. How can I help you?" So Ruby and Spike told Finny the Frog the whole story. "Oh," said Finny the Frog, "it seems to me we need a fairy spell to teach Peter how to be kind. Let me look in my magic frog book. Now, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. K. Kind. A spell to teach someone kindness. Ah, that's it, said Finny the Frog. It's the lingo spell. Let me see what it says. Find the marker fairy. She will show you what to do. You will need her magic dust to make this spell come true. Now, the marker fairy is very kind, but she lives in a special place called the marker tree, and no one knows where it is. Ruby and Spike could not believe their ears. They knew where the marker tree was, and they were going there this very day. We know where the marker tree is, Fairy Tale Frog. We know where it is, said Spike the Squirrel. Ta she go hintok. That is fantastic, said Finny the Frog. You must go there right away. Good luck, little bird and little squirrel. Gonairi on boher lat. So they set off on their journey. Ruby Robin flew overhead, and Spike the Squirrel followed her. Spike saw lots of different creatures on his way, birds and bees and rabbits and all sorts. And near the river a playful butterfly landed ere a shrone. So he forgot to watch Ruby Robin, and she flew away, and he couldn't see her any more. Spike was feeling very lost when out of the river popped a fish called Blue Blue. Now the Blue Blue fish lived in the Cammock River in South County Dublin, and she was a magical fish because she was able to fly. What is wrong with you, little squirrel? Said Blue Blue the fish. Spike looked up and said, I am lost. I lost my friend Ruby, who's a little woman. Don't worry, little squirrel. You can climb on my back, and I will bring you to her. So Spike the Squirrel climbed on Blue Blue's back, and they flew high up into the sky. Whee! Said Spike as he flew up high. Blue Blue followed Ruby Robin, and then they landed right beside the marker tree. Now, Ruby Robin thanked Blue Blue the fish for helping her friend Spike the Squirrel, and then Blue Blue the fish jumped back into the river and disappeared. The sun was going down, and the lights on the marker tree began to light up. It was all sorts of colours. Spike could not believe his eyes. It was so beautiful and so tall. The little squirrel started to climb. He went higher and higher and higher and higher and higher than he'd ever gone before. And when he finally got to the top, Ruby the Robin was waiting for him. Look out, Spike the Squirrel, she said to him. As as the evening sky went dark, Spike could see for miles and miles. The lights in the houses of South Dublin were shining in the distance, and they looked like fairy lights twinkling on the mountains. "Oh, it is amazing, Wooby," said Spike. Suddenly a voice came from behind. "Why are you in my marker tree?" They looked around, and flying overhead was a tiny fairy. "We need your help, fairy." Ruby and Spike told the whole story to the little fairy. "Here, take this magic leaf. There is lingo dust on it, and tomorrow, when you see this little boy up to his mean tricks, drop it over his head, and you will see what happens." And the little marker fairy giggled and giggled. "Oh, thank you, fairy," said Spike. And then him and Ruby set off on their journey home. Now, what's going to happen for the end of our story? The next day, Ruby Robin and Spike the Squirrel, our two heroes, were waiting near the playground with the magic lingo dust that the fairy had given them. The children were playing at the river, but Peter, the mean boy, stopped Josh joining in again. Ruby flew over the trees and waited to sprinkle the lingo dust that the fairy had given them over the boy Peter, just like she told them to. Peter the boy was standing on a big stone in the middle of the river. He began to wobble on the rock, and Ruby the robin flew down and sprinkled the magic lingo dust onto his head. He started to fall into the river, and then he opened his mouth to shout for help. But instead of words, the strangest thing happened. He made a sound like a donkey. "Eh-ah, eh-ah, eh-ah." The other children were scared by the sounds Peter was making, so they all ran away and left him there falling into the river. Except for Josh. Josh ran to the river and stretched out his hand to help Peter. And then he pulled Peter up and out of the river. Then the spell wore off Peter, and he started to speak. "Thank you, Josh," said Peter. "I was so mean to you, but you were still kind to me, and you saved me. I'm really sorry for being mean to you and leaving you out. I was wrong to do that. I know now, just because someone seems different doesn't mean they are strange. You are not strange, Josh. You are really special." From that day on, Peter and Josh were best friends, just like Spike and Ruby, and Peter learned to like everybody for who they are, no matter how different they seemed. Peter had learned to be kind to Josh, and Spike the squirrel's dream had come true because he climbed the marker tree and went way across and saw the sky of South Dublin, just like his best friend Ruby. "Well done for helping the children, Spike the Squirrel," said Ruby Robin. "You are my hero." "Thank you for helping me make my dream come true, Ruby Robin," said Spike, "and bringing me to the marker tree." "What's going to be our next adventure, Ruby Robin?" asked Spike the Squirrel. "I don't know, Spike. We'll just have to wait and see." So, that's the end of our story. We hope you enjoyed it. thank you for coming and listening. And bye from the Garbo Story Cave. See you again. Bye, Slán. Bye.